Welcome to the 2013 USA Pro Challenge for Bicycling.com. I'm Joe Lindsay. I'm joined as always by Frankie Andreo, and this is our race radio segments of race analysis. So today we're going to be breaking down kind of the race overall. And the race is now in its third year, Frankie, and seems to be going back to some of the same spots, some of the kind of the golden oldies. You got Aspen, you got Beaver Creek, you got the Denver stage, all that kind of thing. But the stage, the race this year overall doesn't, to me, look quite as tough as last year in terms of overall difficulty.
Well, I mean, you have to follow the mountains, right? And
yeah.
The mountains are where the ski resorts are.
Right.
So I figure that's why it's kind of repeating some of the same climbs. But a lot of the big climbs come in the middle of the courses.
Yeah.
One, Independence Pass on stage 2, comes right at the very beginning.
Yeah, right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. And anybody who has a teammate had better pray that those teammates don't attack, so more of the guys can be able to actually make it to the finish.
Right.
But it's going to be interesting. I mean, right from the gun. Even on stage 1, we do the circuit race. Argo Shimano just got here on Friday. I don't even know how they're going to breathe trying to get through day 1. You know, Froome and Richie Porte, they just got here a couple days ago. We're at over 7,000 feet, and you know, I just came up from Tour of Utah.
Yeah.
And I can manage that.
Right.
Here, I definitely feel the difference being another 2,000 feet higher.
Yeah, right now we're at about 8,800 feet. We're here at Snowmass Village, which is one of the ski areas, and are in and around Aspen. And you know, like the race for this will be for the first day will be all above 8,000 feet. We don't really dip much below 7,000 feet until the last 2 days, where nothing, as far as the overall, nothing's going to happen. So all of the serious stuff's going to play out here up high.
Yeah, in the first couple of days when guys aren't used to it, it's where it's really going to affect a lot of guys.
Right.
And, you know, the guys who have spent time at altitude, and we talk about some of the favorites. I mean, I think TJ Van Garderen is going to be obviously going for it.
Yeah.
Christian Vandevelde, Tom Danielson, Talansky. And you can tell, like even at the press conference, the guys that are motivated to crunch and kill some guys are like Garmin and BMC. The guys who are here just kind of like, yeah, we're going to get through the race and see what happens. You know, is Team Sky, who on paper,
it's interesting.
On paper, they're like, they have the best team. They
yeah,
should be able
paper.
to decimate everyone.
On paper, okay, so they got Froome, they got Porte, they got Jody, they got Ian Boswell, they got Konstantin Sweetsov, they got a killer team here.
Yes.
But both at the press conference, both Froome and Porte are sitting there talking about, oh, I'm fat, I'm out of shape, you know, I took days off after the tour. And I mean, we'll see. So a lot of these guys love to play possum that way. So we'll see how exactly that works out. But it's interesting when you look at the two guys on that team who actually came to altitude early were Joe and Ian. So it's very possible that they are actually riding for those guys. And I think in that respect, then it puts, I think the focus back on Garmin as probably one of the deepest, strongest teams here, because you've got one of 3 possible winners right there between Christian, Tommy D, and Andrew.
Garmin is stacked, and you know, and Dombrowski and Boswell both fantastic climbers, but the climbs don't come at the finish. It's only on Beaver Creek where there's a finish top. Right. You have the Vail time trial, but they're not exactly the best time trialists. So they're young too. I mean, they're going to be going against some of these experienced guys. And Radio Shack, another stacked team, but it's a stacked team of older veterans like Cloden and Schlack, and I don't know if they're going to be able to have it here either. But overall, it should be an exciting race because, like in medalist sports fashion, they keep things kind of close until 2 days to go, where you have the time trial and the final day. The GC guys, I think, are really going to be able to stick close to one another, not separate too much, where it's going to come down to that time trial. And so that should make it an exciting race. And you know, last year, I mean, do you think Garmin's going to be as crazy aggressive as they were last year?
I don't know. I mean, I would have said no. But Tommy in the press conference said that, you know, they're going to continue to be aggressive here. And this race is going to be the kind of race where aggression, I think, will actually play a really key role, because there are so few spots to get an advantage and to keep that advantage. So you can, by the time you get to Denver, I mean, even last year on that super hard course, top 3 guys within 20 seconds of each other. This year, it's probably going to be even tighter. So anybody who gets a chance and sees an opportunity and takes that, I think that is going to actually do them quite well.
Yeah, and I think Sagan can win because those mountains come in the middle. If he's riding halfway decent, he can definitely get over those climbs. He could be a threat for about 4 stages.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got Sagan, you got Van Avermaet, you've got actually a couple of really good sprinters here, and I think you could see those guys fight it out for 4 or 5
You need to be a
stages.
good climber.
You need to be a good climber. Both of those guys are pretty good on the hills, but so I think overall we're going to see, you know, definitely Sagan, Van Avermaet, some of the sprinters play, but then there's going to be these specific spots where the GC guys are going to kind of make their push, and that's where the race will really come down to the crucial moments.
To be the time trial.
Yeah, be the time trial. So anyway. That's the 2013 USA Pro Challenge summed up for you. We'll be here all week offering daily analysis with Race Radio. So for Frankie Andreo, I'm Joe Lindsay, and that's Race Radio. Thanks.
From Snowmass.
From Snowmass.